Hello, hello, it is the Trading Captain, and today I'm going to talk about why 95% of people fail at day trading. Now, this is a very controversial topic. A lot of this has been documented throughout the last 10, 20, 30 years, so there's a lot of studies around it, and I have a lot of evidence to back up what I'm going to claim here. But before I go ahead and get started, I do just want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. Everything I say here is my opinion based off of the research that I've done. Do your own research, and hopefully we can come to the same conclusion here. So to start, I'm going to make a very big claim, which is that day trading is not about psychology. There's a lot of people that spout this about discipline and about risk management and all of these things. They are important, but they are not what trading is about. People put way too much focus on this. I see people sometimes say 90% of the effort put into it needs to be about psychology, and this is not true. So day trading is about probability and expected value, EV. It is basically saying, what is your edge? What is your expectancy? And if you can maintain that, you're profitable. If you can't, then you're not. It is really just that simple. And that is something that people really struggle to understand. And they are sold this lie that is more about psychology than actual statistics and results. So I want to talk about this more because this is really important to understand in regards to all market types. So it doesn't just have to be about stocks. It can be about futures, options, Forex, you name it, doesn't matter. So the market in general has a negative EV, and you need an edge to overcome this. So I want to go ahead and talk about some of them. So we have spreads, commissions, exchange fees, software fees, data fees. All of these things add up and they compound to make it so anytime you try to engage, you're going in with a negative EV, right? You have all of these costs you're trying to offset. So even just breaking even isn't good enough. And this is kind of the image I think of whenever I think of trying to navigate through something like this, where all of these things are just constantly making all of these dangers you have to avoid. So let's explore a bit more how spread affects EV, because spread is the most universal. No matter what instrument you're trading, you're going to have a spread. You're going to have to cross that spread in order to get involved with the market. So I have created 10,000 bots that I will be using, and I've done this using Python. They will be simulating trading across different spreads, and I will be breaking down the metrics and the results for each of them. So you can see here some Python code I made up, and this is my bot army. All right, so trade scenario 1. We're going to have each of the 10,000 bots given $1,000. Each bot will take 100 trades, and they will do this 100 times. So 100 shares, 100 trades, and they will do this until they either go bankrupt or until they hit that 100 amount. The spread will be 1 cent, and the bots will buy on the ask to enter, and they will sell on the bid to either take a stop loss or to take profit. So here I have calculated the expected value, and the way you do this is you simply look at how much are you looking to make, how much is that profitability, you add that to how much you're willing to lose, and you multiply that by the probability, and then times 100 for 100 shares. And the expected value for this criteria is a negative $1 per trade return. So you're expected, every time you trade by crossing the bid and ask with 100 shares, you're expected to lose $1 per trade. This makes sense because you're losing 1 cent per trade because of the slippage, because of the spread. So what would the results be? And you can go ahead and pause if you want to guess, but if you have a negative expected value of $1 and you're trading 100 times, what do you think the bots on average are going to make or lose? Go ahead, you can pause now if you want. So the results are, as you might expect, the average return was negative $99. So you would expect that if you take 100 trades, the expectancy is to lose $1. You should lose on average about $100 per trader. The average here was 99, so we're very close. And you can see we have a bit of a distribution here where the middle is that $100. And then you have some people that got unlucky, some people that got lucky, right? You have a couple people here who looks like they made around maybe $280, $300. You had a couple people that got really unlucky here where you had one that looks like they lost around maybe 520 or so. So let's go ahead and meet the traders. The best performer was trader number 1161. They had a total end balance of $1,360, and they had 67 wins. I don't want to see any comments about this in the description. All right, so the worst performer was trader number 9,903, and their total balance was 480, and they lost 71 times. So pretty high amount of losers from this one. And this kind of matches up because you can see here, we had these extreme ends here, and that is what we're seeing from these top and worst performers. So it makes sense. So moving on, we looked at traders trading 100 shares for 100 trades, and we looked at a 1 cent spread. We're going to go ahead and amplify this a bit further now. We're going to look at the exact same setup, but now the traders will be taking 500 trades instead. So we're taking this negative expected value and we're kind of expanding it. Look at this more of for 500 trades. You could say maybe that's the average a person might do in a year or 6 months. So now we're going to expand this. And again, you can go ahead and pause if you want, try and take a guess as to what will happen. But basically, in general, just know that if you're in a negative EV environment, the more you expose yourself, the more that negative EV should impact it. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the results. Results are significantly worse. So you can see here, this is the 0 mark. So almost everybody lost money. There's maybe a small handful, 5 or 10% of people that made money. The expected value is negative $500. Makes sense. If you're losing $1 per trade on average and you're taking 500 trades, you should lose about 500, and it looks like we hit that here. Now, one thing to note is we're seeing a bit of a curve start to happen here, and this is because people are starting to blow up their accounts. You can see the risk of ruin is actually no longer 0%. 1.7% of people during this simulation blew up their account entirely. So it's getting bad now. So we'll go ahead and meet the traders here. We have our best performer, 1434, had a nice return of 1380. I think that's the same as the last one as well, with a total amount of wins of 294 wins. So 44 wins higher than the expectation, and they didn't really do that much better considering that a lot of people blew up their accounts. So on the high end, you could maybe make $380. On the low end, you're blowing up your account. And you can see the worst performer was trader number 678, and they got margin called, balance of negative $10. And they had only 235 losses. Now, it's worth noting that this number is actually lower than the wins from the winner. That is because they ended up stopping early. I have it set up so that if a bot gets margin called, they just stop trading. There are no more trades, and they're just done. So, pretty bad situation, but we're going to go ahead and make this a lot worse now. Because the reality is there are some sectors of the market where this spread is much wider. So a 1 cent spread, you might see that on something like the SPY or even maybe futures contracts. But the reality is that a lot of things like maybe say options or small cap stocks, where the niche is a much tighter, much lighter liquidity pool, you're going to see the spread start to widen. So we're going to go ahead and make some simulations to simulate this. So we're going to repeat a lot of the same thing, but with some caveats. So we're going to have 10,000 bots. They're still giving $1,000. We're reverting back to 100 trades, and we're still keeping the 100 shares. But now the spread is going to be 10 cents. Now, the bots are going to still buy and sell the same way they've been. They're going to buy on the ask. They're going to sell on the bid. But they have to wait for 20 cents now. And the reason for this is because if you're only looking for 10 cents, you're going to get immediately stopped out because the spread is 10 cents. So to circumvent this, we're now looking for 20 cents of movement up or down on the spread. And I went ahead and calculated the EV here. You can see it here. I'm not going to repeat it all again. You can pause if you want. And the expected value is $10 of loss per trade. Now, this is a lot higher. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and look at the results for scenario number 3. You can go ahead and pause if you want to try and guess what happens. I'll give you a second. And here are the results. So we have a pretty big spike now. Things are really starting to look bad. So you can see here, the average return was a loss of $926. A lot of people ended up getting stopped out, a lot of margin calls. And even on the high end, you can see that we didn't really have anybody make any very big returns here. Looks like at best case, maybe someone only lost 200. And this is mostly just because it is a lot harder to overcome this negative EV in this kind of environment with only 100 trades. So we'll go ahead and meet the winners now, meet the traders. The best performer was trader number 1475, and their account balance was $840. So even with 71 out of 100 trades being winners, they still lost $160. And that is just because the expected value was so negative that even with such a high win rate, they still couldn't overcome that. And as for the worst performer, it was trader number 2. It was because we went into a margin call. And the reality is, if we go ahead and move back here, because half of everybody is now blowing up their account, it is expected that very early on we're going to see the best or we're going to see the worst performer, right? Because people are going to be blowing up very early on in the testing. So yeah, about half of the traders lost everything. So we're going to make it even worse now. We're going to take it to its extreme here, and we're going to repeat the same exact thing we did for scenario 3, except this time we're going to be taking 500 trades. 500 trades with 100 shares. I need to change that. That's 10 shares. And the spread is still going to be for 10 cents. So what do you think is going to happen if we are trading 500 times with an expected value of losing $10 per trade? Go ahead and take a guess as what you think will happen. All right, so the result is, what is this? So the average loss is $1,008. Everybody blew up their account. There was no survivors. Risk of ruin 100%. Everybody either lost the full amount or they went negative, depending on where their balance was whenever they had their final loser. So, meet the traders. Best performer was no one. Everyone lost everything. The negative expected value was so strong that even with 10,000 traders of variance, the failure rate was guaranteed when they attempted 500 trades. Even with 10,000 traders, not a single trader could survive getting margin called. So the worst performer was trader number 4, but realistically, it's just a coin flip as to whether or not you're going to lose all of your money or if you're going to go into the negative. It really just depends on how you got to that when you took your final trade. So realistically, there's an extremely large tie for the worst performers. Everybody just kind of did terrible. And that's to be expected. When you have such a negative EV and you're repeating that 500 times, you're just kind of amplifying the loss. You're amplifying the chance that you blow up. So let's talk more about studies, because I mentioned this earlier and I want to come back to it. A lot of studies are saying that 95% of day traders lose money. Now, I'm not saying they blow up their account-wise, but 95% don't make money. They lose money. And this goes all 4 of my scenarios that I showed, even the very optimistic and conservative scenario where the spread was only 1 cent. Still, the majority of people lost money. And that's to be expected. So I have some studies here that I'm citing. I'll go ahead and leave a link to all of these in the description. I highly recommend you check them out. They're all very educational. Yeah, sources will be in the description. So now that we know that there's a very large negative EV with trading, is day trading pointless? And as I said, there's a negative value associated with trading. And the reality is that if you cannot find an edge that will make your EV positive, you will lose money. There's no way to work around this. You shouldn't trade with real money unless you have a positive EV. You're just wasting your money. You're better off just trying to research and find some sort of edge before you involve any kind of actual money on the line. And no amount of psychology or discipline is going to work around this. If you have a statistical expectancy to lose money, doesn't matter how well your risk management is, doesn't matter how disciplined you are, doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is what the expectancy is. So that pretty much wraps up what I have to go over here. Took a good bit of time to look into this. I was actually going to go over all of the different drawbacks and detriments that impacted your expectancy, but I found that this took quite a long time to research and put together, especially with the coding and testing for bugs. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. If you liked this, please do leave a like. It took me quite a while to make this presentation. And if you want to see me go over other similar topics, maybe I could go over commissions or other aspects of trading that might impact profitability, please do leave a suggestion. I'm totally open to it. I love talking about this kind of stuff. With that said, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will be back next time. Take care, everybody.